Launched Saucey Farms and Extracts, is hoping to add a sense of luxury to marijuana. The cannabis brand sells premium products and organically grown strains in California and Oregon. Here to talk more about it is celebrity jeweler and the founder of Saucey Farms and Extracts, Alex Todd, along with rapper Jim Jones, who has partnered with Alex on an exclusive line of products. And welcome, both of you. It seems like you've tapped into something here because we talk a lot about legal marijuana, but we haven't talked a lot about luxury style for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for us, most importantly, is obviously the product being quality-wise. Obviously, you can't have a quality product without having luxury. It goes together. So you can have a great, amazing luxury product, but if it's not quality, people aren't going to come back. So to us, the most important thing, first and foremost, is the quality of the product.
And so, Jim, I imagine that you maybe had some other offers. There's a lot of startup cannabis companies out there. How did you decide on this particular partnership?
I met Alex through a mutual friend. I actually was one of the first people to actually bring a business endeavor like that towards me, and it made all the sense in the world, and I appreciate it. He's a dope guy, man. Just to learn the benefits, not just about the money. You know, there's a lot of medical benefits when it comes to the marijuana field, and there's a whole lot of things we could do as far as giving back to the community with some of the proceeds. So it's a great business.
Tell us about some of the products.
Yeah, I mean, we've launched multiple SKUs of products. One of the most popular products we have right now is actually Jim's Capo Blunt. It's the first pre-roll, actually, where it's a blunt. It's not made out of physical tobacco because I don't know if you're familiar with the rules, but you can't have tobacco mixed with the cannabis products. So we created a tea leaf concoction where it smokes like a blunt, and we wrap it with our proprietary cannabis oil and keef. And it's actually one of our best sellers, and he's one of the first people to come to market with the pre-roll blunt.
And so how did you come up with, like, how did you guys collaborate on that this was going to be Jim's sort of marquee partnership product?
I mean, for the duration of my career, I've been known to smoke some of the best weed in the world. So it wasn't too hard. I was like, make sure we get the best of the best weed we could possibly put inside of these blunts, and we're gonna get the best reaction. And that's what's been happening. All the stores been reordering. So it's a great feeling to be in our first couple of months of business and to begin just a big of a reaction. It's dope.
Correct me if it's a wives' tale. Doesn't the best marijuana in the United States come from, is it Eureka County, California? There's a county in Northern California.
I think it's called Humboldt.
Humboldt's known for.
So where are you selling the products, though? Is it?
We're in LA, in California, and in Oregon also, right?
Yeah, we're actually as of right now, we're in about 60 stores in California. We've only launched about 2 months ago, so we're moving pretty rapidly. We have a large cultivation facility in Oregon as well, which we're developing our products now. We're about to launch in Oregon. We have a CBD line that we're going to release in the next couple of months, which is going to be pretty much geared towards athletics and athletes, and we have a bunch of athletes that we're in talks to, collaborating with. So we got a lot of plans, and Saucey in general has, like you've probably seen, and you know, we have a bunch of flowers. We have a bunch of different flavors on our vape cartridges, but what's special about our vape cartridges is we have a proprietary method of the extraction that we use. So it's not like your typical other vape cartridges where you're smoking only the THC. You're actually getting the entire cannabis, the entire plant, all the cannabinoids. So we've been really fortunate. We get real high levels of THC. We have CBD. We keep the original flavor profile in the oil.
So besides the vapes and that you're talking about, when you're talking about an agricultural product, you're talking about a plant. How do you get the better quality? Is it a matter of crossbreeding the plants? I mean, how does it even work?
That's a good question, and to be quite honest with you, sometimes in terms of Saucey, sometimes the products that we grow don't even make it to the finished product. You know, a lot of the times if we look at a product at the end of the day and we don't like it, we'll probably turn it into oil. We'll take it, move it into another product line. But it's really, we have a very, very stringent quality control, where, you know, we make sure that, you know, just the other day I smoked something that we grew and I was like, there's no way we're putting it into our product.
Jim, you're going to give you the last question here, but I'm curious, as a businessman who understands how all of these things work, the regulations state to state are crazy. The federal government hasn't acted yet. Do you have, in your opinion, a timeline by which the federal government will just take the chains off and this kind of industry and your products can just go gangbusters?
I don't know. I don't have a clue of when the government is going to do that, but I do know this, that already started. So when it does go down, we'll be ready to go in every state that the government lets it go in. And right now, more states are getting on every day as far as legalizing it. So it's only a matter of time before the whole country is able to do it legally.
And finally, what's the most effective means to get what you're trying to get from these products? Is it through smoking? Is it through vaping? Is it through edibles? What is it?
It depends. Like some people got a stronger threshold, so I gauge it. Like, you know, some people for medical reasons, and if they on pills, their threshold is a little bit stronger, so they might take the edibles as opposed to actually smoking the flower. Some people want to calm a smoke, so they might use the pen, so they're not smelling all like. So it depends what your preference is when it comes to trying to reach your level of medication.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, everyone's body reacts differently to different strains, and that's why every strain, it's hard to say, what's your favorite strain? My favorite strain might not be the same thing
What's
as
your favorite
strain. Is that me personally, I grew up on the East Coast, so we grew up on sour diesel. It's, that's probably my favorite. It's just something that I've been accustomed to. But again, you know, the end goal here is, like we're at Yahoo Finance, is to eventually, you know, have one of these big public companies come and scoop us up and talk about, you know, come back and talk to you guys in a couple of years after we sold for a couple of billion
would love
dollars.
that.
I mean, you know, as you guys are here in the studio, it's technically still illegal in New York, although they've decriminalized it. You guys obviously consume a lot of, and you're fans of the product. How have you found being in the business world, trying to get financing, things like that? Has that been an obstacle at all?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been funding this thing completely on our own for now, you know, and we haven't went to anyone, asked for any money from anyone, just knocking down these doors ourselves. And eventually, honestly, even if people came to us right now, we'd probably be selling ourselves short, you know. But there's a lot of companies, public companies out there right now, you know, publicly traded companies out
The
there.
world has changed. We've come a long way since people had to put ice cubes in their bongs, so I'm told.
Yes.
Alex, Todd, and Jim Jones, thank you very much.
Thank you guys for having us.